Happy Monday! I thought I'd start this week off with something funny. So welcome to another episode of Art with Miss Maureen. Today we're going to be making hats for my cat. Let me show you what I did. If you have your own pet, you can go and take a picture of your pet and print it, or find a picture that you already have of your pet. I'm sure that most of you have pictures of your pets already laying around. So here's one of my cats. This is Maggie. There's her little birthday hat. So I'm going to walk you through how to make a couple different hats. I have two cats. That's my cat Nikki. She's the sweet one. Maggie likes to sit on our laps and she's very affectionate, but every now and then she gets in a mood and then she hisses or takes a little nip at you. So it's funny to have these cats around. Oh, Maggie's with me now. There she is. She's the one that follows me around all day. The things that you're going to need for this project are a pair of scissors, a pencil, cardboard. This is a pasta box. My daughter made dinner the other night. It was fantastic. She's learning how to cook some things while she's at college. Now she's home from college. So cardboard. If you don't have cardboard, you could use paper. If you have paint, that's great. If you don't, to color things in, you could use markers. You could use watercolors, acrylic paint. You could use colored pencils. You could use crayons. I'm also using up the papers that I made last week, the shaving cream paper, if you remember that one. This is that paper that I mushed. I put paint on one side of the paper, folded it and smushed the paint, and ended up with these really cool smushed designs. And then the tie-dye paper that I made, most of mine's cut up, and this was the paper I actually laid that tie-dye coffee filter on to dry, and I'm even using that. So this is a make it work kind of week. So don't worry if you don't have the exact things I have, just use whatever you have. That's what this week is, and these weeks are all about. We're just making it work. So let's get started. Should we start with Nikki? We'll start with Nikki. Oh, you might need glue if you're going to use paper also. So I'm just going to take a look at Nikki and see what kind of hat she's in the mood for today. What would she like? Let's see. Why don't we cut out a crazy hat shape from this cardboard that's left? I'm just going to cut kind of a silly shape and see what happens. See if it fits her head. That's kind of funny. So Nikki's a girl, so I might want to make some flowers for Nikki. So I said that you could use wrapping paper. So why don't we cut off a piece of this wrapping paper? I love these polka dots. They're so fun. I think the first thing I'm going to do before I do the flowers is I'd like to give Nikki's hat I'd like to cover the whole thing with this because I think this paper is really fun, and then I'm going to decorate it. So I'm just going to take this glue, and I'm just going to remember that if you have class with me, you know this. You only need glue on the edges. You don't really need glue in the middle because if the edges are stuck, then the middle will automatically stick. So I like to press it down, hold it in place, and give it a little smoothing out, a little ironing. And then that trick that we learned, turn it over on the back. Makes it easy to see. I would probably wait a few minutes to cut this out because it does kind of shift. And it just makes it, especially for kids. You kids out there, hi! I miss all of your faces, but I am loving seeing these pictures, so please keep posting. It really makes my day. I cannot tell you how happy it makes me to see you. Oh, that is a fun hat. Let's see how it looks. My printer's running out of ink. But that's okay. We're making it work. All right, what does she need? Flowers or a pom-pom? Let's see. Since it's springtime, I think a flower. So I'm just going to take a piece of paper and I'm just going to cut kind of a wiggly flower shape. There's the first part. I'm going to pick one of my other papers. I'm going to make a wiggly shape that's a little bit smaller. When you're cutting, for really nice smooth cuts, your scissors should actually stay still. It's the paper and your opposite hand that should do all the moving. So watch how my scissors don't move, and I'm doing all the wiggling and moving with the other hand. So those of you who, this is a really good time for you to practice your cutting. Take some paper and keep those scissors still and open them up nice and wide like a big shark bite, and let your other hand do all the moving. I see kids in class sometimes trying to cut at funny angles like this, or cutting around the opposite way. If you're right-handed, you should be cutting around to the left. And if you're left-handed, you should be cutting around to the right. So that's a great tip for those of you who are just starting out with your cutting skills. So there's my next layer of my flower. She's looking pretty jaunty, isn't she? Go ahead and look that word up in the dictionary. This is a great time for you to build your vocabulary. And here's my, whoops, that's a little bit big. So that's a little big, you just go back and you just trim it a little bit more. And then I can just use my glue. I could use a glue stick if that's all I have. Whatever you have on hand. There's actually recipes out there that you can make your own glue with flour and water. If you get to that point, go ahead and look those up. They're all over the internet. I'm gonna put a little glue there. If you have ribbons, you could tie a little bow on her. If you have pom-poms or glitter, you could also do that. I want to show you how I made the pom-pom for Maggie's party hat, in case you wanted to add some of these fun little, I'll show you over here, these fun little kind of zigzaggy shapes. So I just cut out a piece of paper, however long I want that to be. I'm going to cut it into kind of a triangle shape. So I'm going to cut off, let me move Nikki. See you, Nikki, goodbye. So I cut out, it's almost like a megaphone shape. My daughters were cheerleaders, so that's the first thing that comes to mind. And if you've ever made fringe, you just cut skinny little pieces like this. And then here's the fun part. Scrunch, scrunch. And now you have this super fun, crazy kind of fringy thing. You could put it on the end of the hat. I think Nikki would like hers coming out of her flower. How fun is that? Now that is a fun hat. She's ready for any wedding in England, isn't she? She's got her wedding hat on. Forget what they call that. I think it starts with an F. Comment if you know. I can't remember what it's called. Fascinator. Fascinator. She's got her fascinator on today. So there's Nikki's fascinator. Let me show you some of the other hats that I made. I thought it would be fun to have a unicorn horn. Maybe you want to make Cadbury ears. You know how they're having that contest for all those animals. I think my cat could totally win if I made her Cadbury ears. I should do that. And I just used crayons for this. And I started to color it in a rainbow. I hope you didn't forget the order of the rainbow yet. Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. There, I just used crayons. I found that the darker crayons, by the way, and you do have to press kind of hard when the cardboard has a brown color to it. If you can find cardboard that has white, that would be even better because the colors show up better no matter what you're using, whether it's paint, whether it's markers. But there's her cute little unicorn hat, ear. Let's see how Maggie looks with that. Oh, Maggie is rocking that unicorn horn. Go, Maggie. And there, Nikki has a top hat on. So let's take pictures of your pets. Use up that cardboard. Use up any kind of paper that you can have. Have some fun with this. Make each other laugh. You can take pictures of the pictures and post those here on Facebook or share them with your friends because I'm sure you're missing all your friends. I'm missing everybody at the studio, but I love seeing everybody's posts. So please keep them coming. Enjoy each other. Be kind. And I will see you tomorrow of another episode of Art with Miss Maureen. See ya!